and let's get started with the inspection of the interior. I want to say this is about our 4th or 5th time servicing this vehicle in the past 18 months, I want to say. And it's usually in this condition where there's wrappers, clothes, food, candy, debris, wrappers, money, coins just lying around. And we're just going to remove the big items, so the obvious trash, which is like wrappers or candy or like crumbs or Oreos, which is a big component here. And then we'll also set aside and put in a different bag the jackets, socks, shirts, anything that's personal. So the personal items get put into one bag, the obvious trash gets put in another bag, and they're kept separate. And as you can tell, the kids had a lot of fun back in the back seats with the Oreos because there was a lot of just broken up crumbs throughout the interior. And here, just the big debris, just put them in the trash can. I guess we could probably vacuum it up, but since they're just in pretty big clumps right there, just grab with your hand, put it in the trash, and it just makes your vacuuming phase that much easier. Now, we're not trying to get everything, just the easy, super easy things to just pick up and put away, put them in the trash.
Oh, there's something here.
And this was the most beautiful part ever. I'm just gonna assume that's the melted Oreos. At least that's what I want to tell myself. It wasn't, you know, it didn't stink. Like, it literally smelled like just candy and sweets and sugar in the interior. That was like the biggest smell, and it wasn't pleasant, but it definitely wasn't like a terrible smell. And in the front side, the seats, the center console, they needed a bit of attention. We still shampooed everything. We still steamed things, but the front part wasn't that bad at all. Yes, you still have to vacuum. Yes, there's still wrappers. Yes, we're still gonna do the process, but the big component was the rear seats where the kids are. Once all the big debris is removed out of the interior, next we're gonna go into vacuuming. Now, I am curious, do you want to see like the full length clips here? Like, would you prefer to see the just normal speed process of the interior cleaning, or do you want me to speed up some parts of the video? So here, do you want to see 2 minutes worth of vacuuming, or would you rather see like 20 seconds of vacuuming and then, you know, 2x or 4x the speed on the rest of the video? Let me know that in the comment section down below. But aside from that, the vacuuming shouldn't take you that long. Like, we're not going for 100% removal. We're gonna go for like 60-70-ish% removal of the loose debris in there. We're gonna do our cleaning process, and then at the end of the detail, that's when we want to hit 90-95%, 100% of vacuuming, because that's when we're actually done. We're gonna have the doors open. The lawn folks came by and cut the grass, so grass was getting inside. So we're not going for perfection on the first pass. And here there is a lot of coins, so most of these coins I set aside because they're just nice, good looking coins that weren't completely filthy. So I just set them aside, put them in that same bag that has all the personal items, and then hand that off to the customer at the end of the detail. And here's just a little slow-mo action on the vacuuming. Like I mentioned, not everything that you clean has to be a thorough cleaning if it's not necessary. If it just needs a light touch up, then do a light touch up. If it needs heavy cleaning, that's when you do a heavy cleaning. So in this instance, it was just a quick APC and a brush, lightly agitate, wipe down, and move on to the next part. Moving on to the floor mats, I actually have a separate video on this one, so I'll link it down in the description box as well if you want to watch that video. But here I'm using the DeWalt cordless drill, obviously, with a red brush attachment to remove the loose debris. This works especially well if you have pet hair. It will quickly loosen and remove everything almost without vacuuming. Here I have the IK Multi 1.5 pump sprayer with super clean diluted 10:1. Now here you'll see that the pump sprayer is foaming a lot from the actual pump. I cleaned it out and it's working fine now, but I think it got dirty inside the whatever it is, and it just clogged it up, which is it wasn't working well for like 2 days. I cleaned it out and it went back to working like a champ. Anyways, saturate the floor mat with 10:1 APC, agitate with a new attachment. It's a carpeting brush. All the links will be down below in the description box, and I'm gonna just do a cross hatch pattern to cover all the areas, making sure I'm getting good coverage. Medium pressure because I want to make sure it's agitating the fibers, and I'm spraying more APC where needed, where I don't see that foaming action. And I'll just repeat this process throughout the floor mat. Next is we're gonna do the extraction part, or the shampooing, whatever you want to call it. Now I'm gonna press the trigger and do slow, semi-slow arm movements, because you know this isn't the strongest machine. So if you just quickly whip it back, you're not gonna give the machine time to really inject water into the carpet or into the floor mat, and also suck it out at the same time. So slow arm movement is always good here, regardless of what extractor you are using. Just slow hand movement is a lot better than just quickly going through the carpet. Unfortunately, I'm just gonna assume like there was a lot of sugar in the interior or something. Like there was just so much foam that I couldn't show you the filthy water here. Like it was bad, but I just literally could just not shake off that foam to show the dirty water. And again, this is our 4th or 5th time cleaning this vehicle, so it's never actually done this. I'm assuming that this, whatever happened, there's just a lot of sugar of some sort on in the interior, and all the extraction and such just kind of made it foam up, because the smell of the interior was of pure sugar and sweets.
That's all the sugar.
And before we move on to the seats, we'll have to refill the Aqua Provac extractor with some water. This is actually a great setup if you're mobile. So getting back in the interior, we're using the steam to blow out the vents, and then we're gonna follow it up with a brush and towel. The vents weren't that bad, just needed a quick touch up, and then we can keep it moving. Next is tackling the beautiful melted, which I hope is Oreos, in that center cup hold folded thingamabobber that you pull out sometimes. Now we're going to be using the steam to blow out around the edge of that cup holder, just to make sure that any of that melted Oreo is blown out. And with the steamer, I actually don't think I've ever mentioned this, but with a steamer, you don't want to actually hold down the trigger for like more than 30 seconds. Like, it's a steamer, and especially the McCulloch 1385 steamer, it's not a powerful steamer. So the longer you hold it, the less pressure you're going to get out of it. So usually when we're using it, we're just going to keep on pulling the trigger. We probably hold it for like a few seconds, release, let that pressure build up, and then pull it again. So if you'll see here, it's literally just like trigger, 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 just to let that burst of steam come out. And that's going to apply for basically any steamer. Like, Sure, the VX5000 and the Dupre, they're gonna have they're gonna hold the pressure a lot better. But even then, you cannot just hold the trigger continuously for like 5 minutes and expect the pressure to remain the same. So overall, it was very simple to clean, especially if a steamer. We're just gonna blow, melt the things, and then scoop it up with a towel. As you see there, Anthony's holding a towel in front of the steamer. That's just to catch any of the steam or Oreo that comes out. You're still gonna have some, miss that towel and go off to some other areas, but just holding that towel there does minimize some aspect of that. Now, we do have some throwaway towels every now and then. So this one, we did scoop up a big amount before I turned on the camera. So that was our throwaway towel. We're just gonna scoop it up and we're just gonna sacrifice that towel, throw it in the trash. We don't care about it. Then it becomes much easier to clean because you already scooped up a big portion of all that nastiness inside the cup holder. Now if you see on the cup holder we put those towels in there, that's just because we're going to start spraying APC on the cloth material. We're going to use a steamer. So to not let any of that fall back into the cup holder, or at least minimize how much goes back into the cup holder, we're just going to stuff it with a towel to kind of keep it at bay and not let it enter the cup holder. Here we're going to use the 32-ounce spray bottle and spray it onto the cloth area because we don't need to oversaturate it with the pump sprayer. We're going to use the cordless drill to agitate, and then we're going to use the steamer with a towel to get a better cleaning. Now you could probably just stop here and be good. If you don't have a cordless drill, you can just use a brush, you get the same result. So we could stop here if we wanted. And moving on, next is you could use a steamer, which we do here. You can use it without the towel, that would be fine. You could also extract it if you wanted to. So you could use any of these options. You're gonna get about the same results, but because of that sugar and the smell, we opted into steaming it. And there we go, nice and pretty. And we're gonna repeat that process on the back side of that little placeholder thing. Like I mentioned, the pump spray at the time was not working that well, was not spraying as smooth as it usually does, but it's all fixed now. Again, let me know in the comment section down below, do you prefer to just see everything at normal speed, or do you want to see some parts at normal speed and speed up some others? Like here, do you want to see the entire agitation phase at normal speed? Do you want to see some of it at 2x, 4x speed? Do you not care? Let me know in the comment section down below. Then next we're just going to go ahead and knock out that middle section as well. That way we're just doing one pass of agitation on those two sections, and then we're going to extract everything on those two sections to kind of just make the workflow a bit smoother. And here's everyone's favorite part, is the extraction phase.
Some feature in there.
Now in this weather, this detail took around 3 hours. By the time we're done, the interior is at least across the board 90% dry. Again, let me know in the comment section what I can do to make these videos better. Do you want me to speed these up, slow motion? Do you prefer me to talk every single time? Do you want more segments of me not talking at all? Let me know in the comment section down below. And luckily here, I could actually show you the water because it was just the water. And boom, there we go. That completes the detail. Here I only recorded mostly the seats and the floor mats just because we've done this vehicle several times. It wasn't that bad, so there wasn't really much to record here. But overall, it came out absolutely fantastic, as it does every time we detail this vehicle. We still had some areas to touch up around the interior, but because I don't want to mess with the camera right when we're about to leave, I just took it right now. But there's still some areas we have to touch up here and there, but overall, it's done. And as you can tell, it's a huge difference. I mean, there are so many stains and crumbs and smudges and dried up stuff, and now it's just a clean, nice looking interior. And that's gonna wrap up this video. Again, make sure to leave a comment section down below on what I can do to make these videos better. Do you want to see would you rather see some areas sped up instead of seeing everything at normal speed? Would you want me to commentate or commentate less or talk more? Just give me your feedback, as I am trying to improve these videos tenfold for you guys. If you want the links to all the tools and products, or you're trying to start your own detailing business, check the description box down below for those links and resources. Other than that, I will see you on the next video.